Alright, I want to get this video out real quick. It's rare that I see a video that makes me jump, so when it happens, I want to get going and shoot it. I'm tired, but that's okay. I'm gonna do a reaction video to Guy Tang. Yeah, Guy Tang. Why am I not subscribed? All my subscriptions have kind of unsubscribed as of late. So, I mean, I've been subscribed to Guy Tang for quite some years now. He does great hair. And I know who James Charles is. I heard about the last scandal. I think he's Canadian. However, I wanted to talk about this last video that Guy Tang brought out regarding the bleaching of his hair, and then James went to someone else because there was a 1-day wait. Wow, that's impulsive, you know, to go, like, really, like, you wanted your hair the same way it was that Guy Tang did it the first time because you had a shoot to do, so it had to be perfect. You know, that's a whole issue on its own. I mean, your hair was fine from what I saw with the text messages they were showing on here. So, without actually thinking of the consequences, having your barber friend do your hair is a barber. Nowhere in the video was a barber / cosmetologist, barber / colorist, you know. So, wow, you know, that was an impulsive decision without thinking of the consequences. So then your hair became worse, and then, you know, guy actually, he wasn't going to say anything bad, but I will. You know, he doesn't know you shit. You know, grow the fuck up. The fact that he saved your hair, but it's like really the impulsivity, and that's why I have the title as borderline, because that's a big issue. I mean, I have some of that of my own. You do something impulsively, a decision without thinking of the consequences, and then someone comes in and saves you. But not everyone's going to save you all the time, and you can't play the victim always. Well, basically I just summarized what I wanted to say. Now, let me play this video a little bit. It's a 30-minute video. I'll see how much I'll play of it until I get sick. It's basically Guy Tang talking about the situation and showing some text and all that. And if you want, you know, if you want to go onto the Guy Tang's channel and see the video, I think it's the latest one. And then he did a video prior to that where he did a great job on James' hair, but then he wanted to do the roots, and he wanted to have what was it, I forget the word now. I'm half awake, but it was kind of like not such a drastic root grow out, so it would transition better when he grows his hair out and tries to change it back to brown, which he actually did in this video. If we get to that, if I don't get bored. Alright, here we go.
Hello to all the hair besties in the land. So, I'm going to start off this video by saying this first before I play the video for you guys, because it takes me time to edit these videos, so I can't get them up on time. So by the time you guys see all the tweets and the Insta story, people make up
just take the camera, the phone, put it right up to the camera.
Going around without really knowing the full story. So for me, this is important that I share this with you guys. So first of all, you guys have seen my part 1 of the video. If you haven't, I'll put the link below. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up.
Okay, I'm impatient right now. Yeah, basically James Charles did an Insta story after his hair started breaking because of what his barber did, not because of what this guy did, but he didn't show the consideration for him. He didn't show it for him, so it made everyone think that he did a bad job where it was his barber, who's not a cosmetologist, who went shopping probably at Sally's Beauty Supply and looked at a YouTube video of how to make the roots the right color to make it look seamless, you know what I mean? He's gonna say what the word is to the roots. I forget. So, but yeah, it wasn't even. Let me play. See, when I'm tired, I can lay in.
Before we get started. Anyway, so I did James Charles' hair to fix the situation that he had before, because he had it done. You guys saw the video where he had it done because it was all yellow, splotchy, and even. So
yeah,
I fixed it, corrected, made it perfectly white. He loved his hair. Love, love, love. He wore his hair to the VMAs. It was perfect. But he had about like a centimeter regrowth, and he wanted it done. But I said to him that you can't keep on lightening your hair. You have to wait like 5 weeks, 6 weeks at the most. There's like that little timeline, that slot that you really have to get in. Well,
it's hair. You know what I mean? It's not. You gotta find another hobby, really. Wear wigs, man. Wear wigs. If your impulsivity is too much that you don't have rational thinking, and you're gonna make yourself bald by the time you turn 25, wear wigs. Wear lace fronts, glue the shave your head, glue it on. I mean, because it won't end up well with this impulsivity, you know. It just doesn't end up well. I've been through it a bit.
During that time, I was in London. I was doing a hair show in London, and I was on the plane ride back to LA. With that being said, there's really bad Wi-Fi on the plane, so I'm sitting here trying to download the Wi-Fi, get everything, it's a situation, but I got his text.
And this is my question. Why is this guy bending over backwards for you? Why? You're just a human being. He's a human being. You're all on the same level. He's already got millions of followers, so he doesn't answer you right away, and it's LA, I understand, everyone's fickle. But you know what, everyone thinks you have to play this certain game, and if not, then you're ruined or whatever. You are what you believe. You know what I mean? Don't have to play any game. There's no game if you don't believe there's a game if you are in your own lane. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You just have to be a decent human being. And this guy is like, I kind of feel for him because he's like trying to please, you know what I mean? Trying to be a people pleaser. He's obviously very frustrated about it, and he's trying to please someone who did, who effed up on his own. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. The issue's here. He's either afraid of his reputation. Well, rightly so. If people are tweeting without knowing what the real story is, that's good on him for trying to clarify that in a reasonable way. But relying on one person to dictate. I mean, your work stands out, so I mean it speaks for itself. And if, let's say, James, well, he didn't take a tantrum or anything, you know what I mean? So that's good, but he did something impulsive. I don't know what would have happened if he couldn't save his hair before the situation happened. Would there be animosity? Would James not talk to him? That, don't know, because it didn't happen, because he Guy Tang went out of his way to be a people pleaser. So, you could tell in the video he's very frustrated. So obviously there's anger involved, but he's not saying it. He's polite, he's trying to be professional. I don't know how close they are as friends. They call each other sis and besties and stuff, so maybe. But even then, if he is a friend, if he couldn't make it and you did a mistake to your hair, man up, own up to it. Okay? Own up to it and take the responsibility for the mistake you did, and that's it. However, realizing your hair was fine with the darker roots. It's really like Madonna pulled it off. Anyone can pull it off. Why? That's a whole issue in itself, that you think that because it's not in your eyes perfect, that doing a video is going to be really bad. Right? I mean, everything's fleeting. Even if you get a whole barrage of tweets saying, oh, you got a lot of roots, people forget about it. Like, there's just so much of that it's not even remembered. So it's not even going to be traumatic.
And I said, he's like, I need my hair done now. And, well, actually, I have the text message right here, which I will pull up for you guys and read it for you. And I'll insert screenshot for you guys here. And I'm not the type of person to show screenshots of text messages because I think it's invasion of privacy, it's nobody's business, it's not fair. But for me, it's not fair. People don't know the truth.
Right.
And they assume that I'm the one that caused the breakage and all that stuff, because there's 2 or 3 sides to every story.
Right. I think do what you need to do to protect yourself when everything, all the information was not set forth. I agree totally with that, So, I mean, he's got a thriving business. James Charles has a thriving brand too,
There's one person, the other person, and then there's the truth, right? So without people knowing what really happened, people jump to conclusions and they accuse me or whatever. And I feel like as a hairstylist it's unfair, because a lot of times clients or models or such, they can play the victim. Oh, my hairstylist ruined my hair, blah 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 blah. But no one ever hears the hairstylist story. They never talk about, like, oh, did they have henna in their hair? Is there an allergic reaction? Do they have a history of having something else in their hair? Are they on medication? They don't explain that part to you. People never do. And then when there's an adverse reaction, the first thing people do is like to accuse it.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's playing the victim. Some of it can be real. You know what I mean? And that's why I got the title Borderline, man. I mean, it's all about the emotions, To be so emotional about your hair with a 1-day waiting period, it needs to be seen for what it is. You know what I mean? It's not a black or white situation, or in this case, a white blonde and a dark root situation. The obvious answer would have been just pull back and evaluate the situation, and there could have been some sprays you could have put in. There could have been a lot of things that could have been less damaging than to do something that was harsh to hair so impulsively. For an event that was ticking along, that was coming really soon, that would
the hairstyles, and I'm always an advocate and a defender for the hairstylist community, even though there's many times, a lot of people in our industry tends to like to tear each other down, which I think is not right. I want to be the change of that. Like every time
I feel his pain, you know, because he's built up such a name. He's got his hair coloring. I haven't seen anything scandalous about him, and he does great work, and I like watching his channel when I do, you know. It just seems very put together and real, you know, even with the talks he has and all that. I think it's real, you know. Could also be that he's older than James Charles, so he's a little wiser, you know. I'm not going to play the rest of this video. You know, if you want to go into James Guy Tang's channel, Guy Tang, let me see, Guy Tang, just subscribe to it, watch the videos, and watch all his other videos. But yeah, but dealing with anyone with that type of impulse, I don't even react to people like that. If they're not going to be in my life, if they don't respect me enough to first of all mention that it wasn't him that did the damage, to not be empathetic to the other person, to just blatantly put out stuff impulsively and without fear of what the repercussions are. I wouldn't deal with that. I would take the L, you know. I would, because I believe with every L that you've remained yourself and with your boundaries and who you are, will give you a lot more W's. So you won't, there'll be a little lot, like, I look at Ellen as the prime example. Ellen destroyed her career by coming out, and then she managed to make it 100-fold better when she went in. And I think that's the same thing with Guy. You know, I mean, it's all nice on the camera and all that stuff, but the way you had to bend over backwards for this schmuck, you know, was not necessary, you know. Could have done it at your own pace, and you wouldn't have to deal with the anger and repress everything. Just because someone was impulsive and can't wait because that's what he's used to. Fuck that.